Welcome to Footballology. So I got told a couple of days ago that I'm not a really hardcore Chiefs fan. All I do is talk about the Chiefs and how I'm a Chiefs fan, but I don't talk about the Chiefs on my YouTube channel. And it's probably because they're a losing team and, the whole nine. And I basically, like, me being a fan got questioned, and that wasn't the case. I just haven't talked about the Chiefs. But this week I want to give you guys a review of the last couple of weeks and where I think the Chiefs are going towards the rest of the 2015 season. First off, I want to say I'm a Kansas City native, and I'm a hardcore Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I don't care too much about baseball, but I have to respect the fact that the Royals are in the playoffs, and that's good for Kansas City, and that's always some good, positive media for our city. So that's something that I will give props to. Go Royals. Keep it going. They look good today against the Blue Jays, so hopefully those guys can keep it up. With that being said, let's get on to my Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I'm mad. Don't get me wrong. We're 1-4. We just lost our best player for the rest of the season to a torn ACL. But I'm not heartbroken over that. Losing Jamal is a big piece. Don't get me wrong. And a lot of the media and a lot of the other outsources or news outsource are saying that our season is kind of down because without Jamal. But I don't see Jamal hurting us that much. I feel like we had enough other weapons around us to at least keep this train moving in the right direction. Do we still win a division like I predicted? No way, no how. We lost the division week 2 against Denver. So winning a division is completely out of the question. Denver's struggling offensively. I did see that coming. Just want to put that out there. But defensively, we got to start finding our groove. We got to start mashing together. We lost a key piece on defense when we lost Phillip games against Green Bay. But we still got to mash together. We got to find some combination back there that's going to work for us. And it's not Ron Parker or Tyron Branch at the nickel spot. Those guys are best playing safety, and that's it. We got to get Steve Nelson out there. We got to get somebody out there. Jamel Fleming's at this point. I don't care. But we just got to get somebody else at that nickel spot because Ron Parker is not really a good cover corner. He's more of a safety. He's played his best ball at the safety position. He's played a couple of good games at the cornerback position. It gave us a couple of quality snaps at the cornerback position, but nothing to be in all about. And then from a coaching aspect, and that's where I really think this 1-4 starts came from, is a coaching aspect. You'll see us do 90 miles an hour from, the first 15 minutes of the first quarter all the way up until halftime. And not even halftime, probably halfway through the second quarter. We're doing 90 miles an hour. Offense is boom, 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 out there clicking and looking perfect. And then after halftime, we just come out and we look like we never played offense before or we never played football before. We never coached before or anything like that. We got to keep that pedal down. We got to keep doing 90. Matter of fact, don't even do 90 anymore. Do 110. Do 120. Whatever the case is, we need to either stay at 90 or increase your speed. But it just seems like we're lackluster. Our hurry up is not even hurry up. It's mosey up. Like, that's what I've been calling it. It's mosey up. Oh, crunch time. We got 3 minutes on the clock. We need to try to get a score. Let's mosey to the offense or mosey to the line of scrimmage. That's not the case. That's not what we need to do. Also, from a coaching aspect, we need to challenge some players. I don't feel like anybody's out there trying. Literally, like offensively, our offensive line saying, oh, we want to get better. We want to do better and things like this. But it doesn't seem like anyone's improving themselves. And then defensively, there's a couple of key plays out there that you can point out and say, oh, our defense has stepped up or our defense has done some good things. But sometimes those guys don't look like they're playing with any passion. And that's really killing us, especially from a pass rush standpoint. Pass rush is our number one thing on this team, and we cannot get at the quarterback. And that's so frustrating from my standpoint because I believe in a good pass rush. A good pass rush can mask anything, and I think that's what you've seen last year. A good pass rush had masked a banged-up secondary that was really hurting for some help. And now you're starting to see our pass rush getting a little bit of neutralized, and more pressure is being put on our secondary to make bigger plays. Also, from a coaching standpoint, we got to get out there, man. We got to learn how to tackle again. It's been some games where we just kind of ran past the, ball, and it's like, bring the guy down. That's a first down. We can't afford that right now. And then the biggest key piece of this whole entire team. Now, granted, I will admit our offensive line isn't the best in the NFL, but it's damn sure not the worst. And I promise you that it's not the worst. Ask Andrew Luck. It is not the worst. Alex Smith has to get something done. Plain and simple. Excuse my language when I say this. He needs to stop eye-fucking Jeremy Maclin all the way down the field. That's how he throws interceptions. He's eye-fucking Jeremy Maclin all the way down the field like Jeremy Maclin is the only receiver out there. He needs to stop doing that. He needs to look at Kelsey. He needs to look at Conley. And he also needs to look at Albert Wilson or whoever else is lining up out there. DeAnthony Thomas, I don't care. Stop looking for your check down and take those shots. Now, that's something that may be coaching or something that, a disconnect between coach and quarterback, or Alex Smith is just afraid to take that shot down the field. But we got a guy on our team, and Chris Conley, I swear to God, that can fly. The man can take the top off and some. We need to open up this game against Minnesota, plain and simple, with a play action, deep ball to Conley. Conley, run as fast as you possibly can. I don't care if it's Conley. I don't care if it's DeAnthony Thomas. I don't care. Run as fast as you possibly can. We're going to heave-ho this. I'm going to put it only where you can get it. Offensive line, max protect, leave Travis Kelsey in. I don't care what it is. That should be the first play of the game. It should not be a play action, or it shouldn't be a power O, or it shouldn't be a option handoff. No, I want 30 yards down the field, 60 yards. I don't care how far it goes. It needs to go past 30, at least. That should be our first place against Minnesota. Now, heading into this Minnesota game, do I think we have a chance to win? Not after watching these last 2 weeks, and especially watching against Chicago. Chicago, I don't know what the hell happened. Everybody wants to say our defense lost that game. No, our defense didn't lose that game. Our offense lost that game. Our defense is off the hook. Yeah, our defense has been lackluster games going into that Chicago game, but our defense won that game for us. They did everything possible. If you want to play the point swing, the plus-minus game, the defense legitimately only let up 11 points. If you really want to get serious with it. Our defense scored before our offense did. Our offense put up 1 touchdown and a field goal, and then we had a blocked field goal, and everybody's like, oh, well, that was a game changer as well. No, that wasn't the game changer. When you go out there 2 drives back-to-back and go 3 and out on both drives, and then you put out a tired defense, that's what you expect to happen. That's what happened in Green Bay. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about this offense not moving the sticks, getting down the field. I remember Andy Reid first year here. I want to say it's his first year or either his second year. I can't exactly put a pinpoint on it. It might have been his first year. We put together 8 9-minute drives. We capped those with points. And you know what happens when you put together 8 9-minute drives? Justin Houston comes out fresh. DJ comes out fresh. Tamba Ali comes out fresh. Now it's in our favor. Now their defense is getting pit back out there tired because their offense has gone 3 and out because our defense is more fresh. That's what we need. That's what we need to put out there. From a coaching standpoint, we need to go for the juggler. Now, granted, we're going against AP, Teddy Bridgewater, Mike Wallace, Charles Johnson, Kyle Rudolph. I mean, the list goes on. Matt Asiana, wherever you want to. I mean, they have weapons in Minnesota. That's it. From a defense standpoint, we need to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. That's really all I have to say about the Chiefs this week. I'm really frustrated on everything that's happening, but I really want to try to put out more of these Chiefs videos. Really, that's it, man. Hopefully we can finish second place behind Denver because Denver's kind of running away with it at this point. We can still try to catch San Diego. We can still try to catch Oakland, but that's about as close as we're going to get. I had a bet that we were going to win 10 games or more. That's not looking likely. I'm not giving up on our season. The playoffs are still winnable for us. The wild card spots are still there, and they're still wide open. The four seeds, they're locked in. But the wild card spots are still ours. We just got to get right. We got to get in there, and we got to get right. But that's all I have for you guys. Stay safe, Chiefs Kingdom.